When was the last time you were asked to give a presentation or just give your opinion in front of other people? How did that work for you? Dear fellow citizens of the world, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Nick. I'm a career coach, communication trainer. And on this channel, we talk about career, mindset, and personal growth. Today, we are talking about something that introverts really don't enjoy doing, let alone even think about it. In other words, how do you need to start embracing and becoming better at public speaking? First, let's define what public speaking is. Public speaking is not only about becoming a motivational speaker, an entertainer, doing a TEDx talk. It implies any types of interactions that require communicating to one person or more. So a job interview, a brainstorming session, telling your friends about what you did last weekend is public speaking. Now, why should you care about becoming better at public speaking if you're not comfortable doing it? You're not going to be able to escape it for long. And therefore, you're going to apply a lot of stress and worries on your mind and in your life. If you don't master public speaking, you're really going to miss out on a lot of opportunities at work, which means raises, promotions, more recognition. You need to be vocal because people need to know who you are and what ideas you can communicate. Public speaking, like any skills, when learned, sharpened, and mastered, allows for personal growth. And your personal growth allows for a growth in your career. When you grow in your career, you grow your comfortable zone of skills and expertise, which brings, in turn, more opportunities. So why am I speaking about public speaking for introverts? I'm an introvert, and right now I'm speaking to you through this camera. Public speaking is indeed difficult, and I started doing it a few years ago when I became a trainer. I had to interact with more people than one in an audience, and therefore I had to learn public speaking and become better at it. Now, this YouTube adventure, as you could see from a couple months ago, it started from a challenge, a personal challenge. I always had refused to do YouTube because I was not comfortable. Speaking in front of a camera is much more difficult than speaking to an audience. But I decided to do it to see if I was able to just improve myself day by day. So I'm not the best speaker in the world. And, you know, as an introvert, I'm not going to sound as powerful, maybe dynamic as an extrovert. But, you know, when you know your style, when you know your personality, you know what you can accomplish and how you can perfect your tone and your style. The methodology I use here is I brainstorm my ideas. So it takes me a couple days to come up with ideas for this video, for example, and then try to script it, not in a way that I memorize the script, but just jotting down ideas and structuring them with bullet points with main titles. And I rehearse this outline by speaking it out loud by myself to see if it flows, to see if I can add, modify, or just update some ideas within the speech. And I practice. As you can see, this is the outline I write. So it's not like full sentences, it's some ideas. But then once I'm comfortable with the ideas, I'm able to really embrace them. When I embrace them, because they're personalized, because I'm very passionate about them, it's easy not even to look at the notes. And right now I'm not looking. I know what I had to say maybe 3, 4, 5, 6 sentences ago, and then I just go with it because I know what I'm talking about. Because I talk from experience and passion, it doesn't need to be that scripted. I don't need to memorize any text because I've lived it and I can share it with you. So the most important here is the structure. And I want to make sure that my ideas, which are clear in my mind, can be transferred to you in a clear and effective way. And that's the goal of this video. That's the goal of public speaking. And when you're an introvert, your power is the way that you think deeply, which means you have time to organize your thoughts and your ideas. And this makes your video, this makes your speech much more efficient than if you were just speaking on the fly, for example. So now, how can you do the same? Meaning not being the most impressive speaker on earth, but at least be able to be comfortable with expressing your ideas in public. It is very important. And the way you can do that are as follows. We as introverts are very good at deep thinking, deep focusing on ideas, coming up with ideas, brainstorming them, maturing them. And this is your real strength as an introvert. So when you do public speaking, you definitely gonna have this time to mature your ideas and refine them, polish them. This is your strength. You need to take the time to sit down and really, really dig deep, write down everything on paper. This is your goal right there. Now, the second tip that you can follow, once you have all these ideas, all this gold on paper, you need to practice it because there's the theory and then there's a practice. And most of the time, we feel very comfortable here in that theory zone where everything looks perfect in our mind. We sound the way we want. We get the reactions that we want from our audience. But then you get to that next step, you have to speak it out. And suddenly you realize it does not really make any sense anymore. So this part is about practicing. It's about refining your speech, refining your ideas, the structure on how you want to communicate them, and see if it still flows. For this, I recommend, unfortunately, for you to record yourself. Because if you don't, you will never get the true impression on how you come across to your audience. Now, if you feel like this is difficult, imagine you are talking to your best introverted friend. Because you know when you talk to your introverted friend, you get 200% attention. You get no interruptions, you get 200% active listening, and this creates a comfortable zone, a safe zone where you can feel that you're not being judged. This is very important for you to start practicing because once you feel confident and comfortable with your ideas, with your style and tone, it's much easier to communicate it in any other circumstances. Now, the third tip, as an introvert, you spend a lot of time thinking, overthinking, reminiscing on previous anecdotes, stories, images. And as an introvert, this is your strength. You build a bank of memories, stories that you can reuse at any time. And when you need to communicate ideas, you put all your passion and dedication in them. And the reason why is because as an introvert, you really care about the final product. You really care about the structure, the polished aspect. Now, for this to happen, you need to go back to that bank of pictures, anecdotes, and memories, because this is something that we are very good at as introverts, is try to dig deeper in time. When you talk about these anecdotes, these pictures, you describe them to your audience, they are very, very powerful because you're talking from the heart. You're reliving the situation. And this is the most valuable thing that you can do when you speak in public, because you take your audience with you on a journey. And now the final tip for you to feel more comfortable with public speaking, don't put too much emphasis on the delivery. As introverts, we're never going to be the most entertaining people on stage, the most powerful motivational speakers. You get your own style. And I will make more videos about creating your own style and your own tone. But remember that delivery for now is not the priority. The structure, the flow of your ideas is what matters the most. Because you know, you've been in many presentations, many speeches when someone talks and it's all over the place. You have no idea where's the beginning, the middle, and the end. You don't want to be one of these people. So care about the structure, care about the depth of your ideas. And this is how you're going to perform much better and much more comfortably in public speaking. The most important is for you to actually enjoy the process. Again, we are trying things to improve ourselves. Sometimes, again, they work, sometimes they don't, but the point is to become better step by step. You're not trying to jump from here to there in one time. You just go step by step, experiment with what you like, what you can do, and try to make it, package it a bit better. But your goal here is to enjoy the process because you talk about something that you're passionate about, that you like, and that you care about, and eventually have fun with it. These videos that I'm shooting right now are fun because I'm talking from personal experience. I know what I'm talking about because I've lived it, experienced it, and then I can share it with you. So the scripting, the coming up with ideas might be difficult sometimes, but at the end of the day, I remember why I do this is to help you from my own experience. And therefore it becomes fun because right now I'm really having fun shooting, talking to this mini camera right there. It's something new for me, but again, every week I try twice to do it and it becomes a bit easier and more fun. So what are the 3 takeaways for today's video? First, you need to feel more and more comfortable with sharing your ideas, your opinions, because if you don't know how to do this, if you're not comfortable with it, you're going to feel a lot of stress and frustration because you're going to fear each and every time that somebody asks for your opinion, asks you to share your ideas or asks you to give a presentation. Second, you need to become better at public speaking because if you don't, you're going to let go of a lot of opportunities in your career and you're never going to be recognized for your true worth. Because by being silent, by not being able to participate, share your ideas, people are going to get the impression that either you don't care or that you're not competent, which is not true because introverts are expert at what they do, but they don't know how to communicate it. So don't fall into that stigma that other people believe about introverts. You're not antisocial. You just have more problems structuring your ideas. And number 3, public speaking is a skill. It's not something you were born with. Nobody was born becoming a motivational speaker when they were 6 months old. So remember, you just need to learn it, experiment, try it, fail, improve. That's simple. Like learning a language, learning a skill at work. Public speaking, just a skill, a muscle that you train and you get better at it. So now, what are you supposed to do after watching this video? Well, you're going to take your phone and then you're going to record yourself. Recording saying what? Introducing yourself. I shot a video about answering the question, please tell me about yourself during your job interview. You could use this question as a prompt for you to practice. So what you do, you take some notes, really go deep in what you want to share with people, practice it out loud, improve your flow, record yourself. And then if you don't watch the video right away, put the phone on the side for one day and watch it tomorrow. Once you watch it once, it's going to be difficult because you've never seen yourself speak in front of a camera before. But the more and more you see yourself, the more comfortable it's going to get. And at the same time, you really are going to see how people perceive you from outside. Remember, on this channel, we experience and experiment to try to find out solutions to the problems or situations that we face in life. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't, but you just keep trying. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you don't want to miss 2 new videos about career, mindset, and personal growth, just subscribe to the channel and I'll see you again on our next video.